Test, test,
Test, test.
Because I can't hear.
Test, test.
Bet these TVs are.
Test. Test. Test, test.
Oh, well, yeah, because my cam's not.
Test, test. Test, test. Test, test. 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 Test.
Oh,
Test, test.
okay.
Test, test.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Test, test.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3.
Okay, hold on. Test, test. Is it not? Okay, thanks.
and be able to further this mission, this timely and needed mission in our great county, because it continues to yield benefits in our city and beyond. Name and title.
My name is Lindsay Durant, and I am a outreach specialist for the Resource and Crisis Center of Galveston County.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Office of the Mayor for the City of Lamar proclamation, whereas Sexual Assault Awareness Month is observed each April to raise public awareness about sexual violence and to educate communities on how to prevent it. And whereas sexual assault affects individuals of all ages, backgrounds, and communities, and we must work together to support survivors with compassion, dignity, and access to resources. And whereas the Resource and Crisis Center of Galveston County is committed to providing advocacy, education, and prevention services while empowering survivors and promoting a safer, more informed community. Now, therefore, we the mayor and city council, by virtue of the authority vested by the city of Lamar, Texas, do hereby proclaim this April 2026 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in the city of Lamar, and all citizens are encouraged to join in celebrating this remarkable achievement, testimony whereof witness my hand and the seal of the city of Lamar this first day of April 2026. Keith Bell, Mayor. Let's show our support for this great organization and this worthy cause by giving a round of applause. Picture. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Speech.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that very kind introduction. He is exactly right about the vital services that we provide for our community here, our neighbors are who we're serving. Not only do we have a 50-bed plus shelter for women and children escaping domestic violence or other sexual-oriented violence, we have resale stores. Those resale stores are what gives us that vital unrestricted funding. Most of our grants are highly stipulated and very rigid. Also have hundreds of non-residential clients needing assistance through our case managers. These individuals are needing help with housing, legal matters, protection orders, things that a lot of people don't have to deal with on a regular basis. And when you are choosing between life and death, which a lot of times these situations are, you leave with nothing. So they're also able to go to our stores and shop for free. So your gently used items are very welcome. And one of the greatest ways for you to assist our program is to volunteer. We have a site where you can sign up to volunteer. The volunteer process is very easy, and there are a lot of options, whether it's helping in the shelter, the kitchen, or we do also have events. We actually have one coming up at the end of this month. We are the beneficiary of the Diva Run in Galveston this year, and we need about 100 volunteers on the 25th and 26th. So please sign up to help us with race day support. And I do want to thank the city of Lamarck and the community leaders for making this commitment to our victims and survivors in our community. These types of crimes flourish in darkness and flourish with ignorance. And when we stand up as a community and make ourselves aware and our neighbors aware, it's a ripple effect. And it does make people know that Lamarck is not going to tolerate sexual violence. Thank you.
Thank you. No round of applause. Item 5, citizens participation limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments from the public will be heard at this time. Any person with city-related business who has signed up may speak to council. It will be limited to 3 minutes. If you're wishing to speak, you give the mayor or the presiding officer your full legal name, your address, and the item you wish to speak about. In compliance with Texas Open Meetings Act, the city may not deliberate on comments. Personal attacks will not be allowed, and personnel matters should be addressed to the city manager during normal business hours. If you are visiting with us via telephone, you may press *6 to mute or unmute yourself. If you are visiting with us via the Zoom platform on a smartphone, tablet, or computer, there should be a microphone in the lower portion of microphone icon in the lower portion of your screen. And if you are visiting with us in person, there is at the center aisle a podium with a microphone attached. There will be to your left and to your right a timer on the screen. It is hard to see in your peripheral vision when you're trying to express your thoughts to a council. And so in about 30 seconds, you should see our city clerk waving at you so that you perhaps might round your comments out toward an end. Let's remember, this is America, and we certainly are entitled to free speech. The First Amendment is all of our rights. Let's also remember, if we can, that listening is better if we can hear and understand what folks are saying. And so let's try to calmly communicate if we can. This is a request and not a rule for us here tonight. The rule for us in this council is freedom of speech and democracy. Are there any persons online wishing to speak?
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi, Mayor. This is Haley Winkleman.
Welcome, Haley. Name and address for the record, please.
Haley Winkleman, I'm not going to give my address today.
Welcome.
Thank you. I am here to talk about our parks. At this point, I did some driving around today after seeing some social media posts yesterday. And at this point, I'm just asking that Mr. Bro or someone, maybe Miss Holly, drive around to our neighborhood parks and see what's going on, because it's not good. It's really not. And I understand that money is tight, but I also understand priorities. And the kids should always be our priority. So things like the playgrounds not having mulch and things like that, these things shouldn't happen. And the fact that they are happening is very disappointing. Now, I know money's tight, and I even had an idea on a way that we could bring in more income. I am hosting a home buying information session for how to buy a home with down payment assistance. I reached out and was told that we don't rent out the community room. Now, I'm paying for Carbide Park to the county parks to rent out the room over there instead of leaving the money here in my local community. And that I would rather leave the money here in the local community. But other than that, once the date's confirmed, I'll have updates on that. But that's all I had this evening. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Winkleman. Any other persons online wishing to speak? Welcome. Name and address for the record, please.
Hello, is this my turn?
Welcome. What is your name, sir?
My name is Ray Lotfi, and I'm calling regarding to Gulf Breeze Mobile Home Park at 3108 Gulf Freeway.
Welcome. You may proceed, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, I want to thank you, every one of you, for taking the time and helping the community. Also, I want to thank the city manager, Ms. Holly, that she had been so helpful. And what's happened, Your Honor, that we have a water bill this past month for $14,000. All we have down there, about 14 people are living in this park at the mobile home park, and they are paying like $600 just for the space. And every unit has its own meter, and also there is a main meter to the park, which the city is just reading the main meter. And because of that, it's automatically the price went up. And my suggestion is requesting, please, that to go ahead and start reading everybody's meter individually and charge them individually, because if it's not going to work that way, then we have no choice to close the park, because it's not gonna work. And the majority of these people are on Social Security and very, and we need your help somehow to get this matter taken care of. Thank you very much. And I cannot hear anybody.
Can you message him through Zoom, Ms. Holly?
Yes,
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. So what we're asking, sir, is we're gonna let Mayor Pro Tem ask you a question in point of information, and so we yield the floor to Mayor Pro Tem. Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sure.
Mr. Lupski, are you the owner of the park?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right. I understand.
Sir,
The Gulf Breeze Mobile Home Park and I'm the managing member for Gulf Breeze Mobile Home Park and the owner as well.
sir, this is citizens' request, so we can't respond to you. We can only ask questions, but we are hearing you. Our city manager is hearing you, and I would assume that she will get with you sooner rather than later to walk through this with you. Okay?
I appreciate very much.
Yes, sir. Miss Holly, did you hear me commit you? Thank you. All right. Anyone else online?
Thank you very much. God bless you all. Take care.
God bless you too, sir. Thank you. Let's move to those that are here before us today.
Expand that just so we can see everybody on the dots or everybody that's here.
Yeah, hold on just a minute, Mr. Kantowski. Let me finish through this, and we can get to you about that after the meeting, because it's not on the agenda.
It's different on you.
Citizens request. Let's focus, guys. Let's focus. Let's focus. Citizens request. Let's move now to those that are here on the floor with us in person, and we are going to call forward Mrs. Sade Williams. Welcome, Ms. Williams. Name and address for the record.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Sade Williams, 3011 Taylor Street, Lamarque, Texas.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. This is for the councilman and the residents of Lamarque. There's a reason why I'm here today, and it is for my sons. Not just for my sons, but for the community of Lamarque. It's really important that whoever is watching, that we learn to vote. There's 20,000 residents and only 200 votes. That's very low. That's a concern, and that's how our decisions are made. It's imperative that we as a community come together and that we also listen and work
Ms.
together.
Williams. Keep
My-
talking, keep talking. Look
My
at us.
apologies.
You're fine.
It's important that we work with one another, the residents and the councilman of Lamarck. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. It takes resilience, commitment, and leadership. And I appreciate you showing up every day for the city. I mean, you get attacked and you still show up. That says something. And I really commend you for that. My goal is to get residents of Lamarck to vote. That's really why I'm here, to get residents of Lamarck to vote and to get involved with the community and the youth as well. That's one of the reasons I have my sons here, to watch and to understand the importance, because if we don't start now with our youth, then our future is a concern. It really does start with our youth. I mean, we can try amongst one another's, but in order for progress to happen, we have to start with our youth. And my sons are very excited. They see my signs right now. They're on the bus saying, "That's my mom." And, you know, it feels good. It does. As a mother, it feels good to have that experience for them and for me at being goal oriented. Lamarck is my heart. My father's from Lamarck. I volunteer, so I'm very big on volunteering. I appreciate that as well. I'm very big for the Keep Lamarck Beautiful committee. I have so much respect for that. We enjoyed that as well. We won a $50 gift card. I encourage the residents to try that again. They picked up a lot of trash just from that. That would also help parents who are watching to keep that room clean.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. If you're going to keep up with the community, you can keep up with it in your room. I want to again say thank you for showing up. Thank you for the residents who are watching right now. That also means you care. That's not easy to do. I just want to get the numbers up and remember the name Sade Williams. I love Lamarck.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Mr. Rashad Loftus. Welcome, Rashad. Name and address for the record.
Good afternoon. I first want to start out by actually piggybacking off what Ms. Williams said. Her and her sons did come out to our cleanup, and they did win a $50 gift card. And I would just want to say personally, thank y'all for participating. Right. Also, too, I want to thank all the people that actually brought their trash and they discarded items from the city, so it wouldn't end up on our streets and roadways where it would sit there for months, weeks, days, because that's what's been happening in the city. I'd like to also suggest to this council to get rid of our code enforcement department, because they ain't doing their job. It just ain't happening. I'm gonna be the first to say it, and I'm gonna say it real loud. It's time to do away with this code enforcement department. A couple of years back, I advocated for those little yard signs to be put out. They put them out, and they still out there. Some of the grass done growed over them. I've been watching one for over a year, and the grass ain't been cut. And I'm fed up. And Ms. Yancey, your district is the worst. And I live in that district my whole life. And I'm really ticked off that a pile of limbs is sitting down there on the dead end of Bellevue for over 2 months. And I've asked y'all again and again to pick it up. And I keep getting this lame excuse. Oh, the machine broke. The machine wasn't broke the other day when they brought it out there to the cleanup. That's lazy. It's lack of leadership. And all of y'all are responsible for it, from the top down. The citizens are responsible for it because they're not standing up against it. I'm sick of it, right? So either y'all fix it, or come election time, I'm gonna be advocating for all of y'all to be out of here. And I mean that. I ain't gonna keep coming up here asking y'all to get something done that's as simple as going down there and picking up some limbs. How hard is that? I could have loaded it up on my trailer by my damn self, but I ain't, because I don't have to, because I'm paying somebody to do it. All right? So by tomorrow, if it ain't there, I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm going to the news media. Channel 2, 13, Channel 15, 16. I'm gonna do all that, right? And that's not a threat, it's a promise. All right, let's move on. They still riding around with these pieces of equipment unsecured on the trailer. It happened again the other day. The guy said, "Oh, nobody told me." Come on, man. Yeah, I got more, but that'll be next time.
Point of information, what street was that, the date in?
Bellevue. I done said it about 3 times the last time I done come up here,
Yes,
about
sir.
last 2 meetings. It's still down there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we ain't got the right equipment. Use your hands.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Robert Harvey. Welcome, Robert. Name and address for the record, please.
Robert Harvey, I'm not going to give my address. It's my Fourth Amendment. I'm going to stick to what I wrote down here because I don't want to lose my temper and start cussing again. I want to let everybody know that it is not my intention to come down here and cuss every week. I have purposely done so in the past to stress test this council, and to the council's credit, you passed. Everyone except Councilman Lowry respects the First Amendment. I do want to point out that at these meetings are more orderly now than they used to be when y'all tried to enforce every single decorum rule. I have watched the older videos. It was very chaotic. Everyone's screaming about decorum every time somebody tried to say something about anybody. I did lose my temper at the last meeting because Councilman Lowry is a stalker and asked me how my daughter was doing before the meeting. He did it again today. I have it recorded. Councilman Lowry and his wife have been harassing her behind fake accounts for months, spreading lies, contacting her work, making problems for her. He has no reason whatsoever to be asking me about her other than to intimidate and harass. She has made her Facebook private, so catch a hint, Lowry's, and leave her alone. Just like Councilman Lowry's son can't help it that his dad is a stalker and a serial harasser, my daughter can't help it that I'm a civil rights activist and I expose corrupt public servants. Harassing his adversaries' kids is Councilman Lowry's MO. He's harassed former Councilman James Ross's kids, Councilwoman Yancey's kids, and many other people that are here today. I've been told there's over 100 police reports in this city concerning him stalking and harassing people, and the police have not done anything. I've also documented this behavior on my playlist on YouTube. Lowry has been exposed for harassing people's kids now, millions of views just in a couple of weeks. I want to let everybody know that I only operate under my real accounts online, and then I come up here and say what I need to say. I don't hide behind fake accounts or fake pages and harass and slander people like Lowry and his wife do. That's what cowards do. Y'all are both cowards. Councilman Lowry's son actually reached out to me, and I did not use that as an opportunity to harass him or manipulate him because I'm not like them. Me and his son are now friends. It's not his fault that his dad is creating all these problems that affect him negatively. He seems like a good young man. Thankfully, he didn't take after you. At the last meeting, Lowry interrupted my public comment. That is disrupting a public meeting. That is a crime. You are not the presiding officer. The mayor is. Don't do it again. Councilman Lowry has turned this council into a circus. I can't believe the city screwed up the last recalls against him or he'd already be gone. The citizens of this city need to vote Councilman Lowry out at the next election. Make sure you don't vote for his wife. Nobody's fooled. Lowry would control her vote and just create more chaos. Vote both of them out so I don't have to keep coming down here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey, but I don't know if we can, let's ask Gus, can they say who to vote for and who not to vote for? We moved on. Thank you, Gus. I just wanted to clarify that for everybody in the room to make sure that we're all trying to do the right thing. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Harvey. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Mrs. Pamela Mann, welcome, Ms. Pamela. Name and address for the record, please.
Pamela Mahan, 3010 Rose Lane, Lamarque, Texas, 77568-5117. And my number is 409-935-6206. I have a home number. Cops have it. Y'all don't. Okay. I want to express myself. I've been coming to these meetings for about 30 years. Mayor, council, city manager. I've been told things for at least 29 years. They've still not been done by 3 city managers, not Barbara Holly. My sewers have still not been cleaned out. We still don't have decent water. The last time I was here to show you my water and my glass, I was run out by one of our guests. I guess he's our guest that speaks in such a nasty way. And I'm a foul-mouthed person. I've brought people up here to do these meetings so they can learn it's unacceptable. I want to know, because you are the dignitaries of our city. Do we know what odium means? Does anybody have a concept of the one word odium? No? All you Christians, church leaders, it's hatred. It's dislike. It's the offensiveness that creates the quality of hatred. And when I come in here, it's here and it shouldn't be. It doesn't matter, man, woman, black, white. It's ridiculous that I come to a city council meeting to discuss something that happens in this town at my house that I pay for, that I've paid for, and I have to come in and hear, in my opinion, as a redneck woman, disgusting behavior. Speakers who don't have a dog in this hunt. They don't live here, they don't vote here, and they are allowed to express themselves with sexual innuendos, very vulgar expletives. And you say it all the time, Mayor. And I mean, I've been seeing you for years. You've never disrespected me. But when the rule is no personal attacks, and some people in here get attacked in a wrong way. It might be your First Amendment or whatever, but if you don't have a purpose besides airing your dirty laundry, that has nothing to do with what we're trying to do. And I'm offended. I've never been asked to leave. I have got up and left. That's on my own. But I think that we should get back to some proper decorum. The name calling, the pointing fingers, the vulgarity. I've never heard you talk like that. I haven't heard you talk like that. You, none of y'all. But we let other people come in here. And it's embarrassing. I've had friends move to Lamar because they wanted to know in these last few years. It's not pleasant. And so we go home to watch. We have a little dinner party.
Yes, ma'am.
There's nothing less inviting than the way some of the people
yes,
that
ma'am.
get to come here.
Thank you, Ms. Pamela. Mrs. Natalie Ruiz. Welcome, Ms. Natalie. Name and address for the record.
The United States government has released evidence of the largest orchestration of cruelty humanity has ever known and its involvement from top to bottom. And then we have Trump, the president, parading his genocidal mania right in our faces with zero remorse. Before transparency or accountability comes into play, each individual has a choice, regardless of position, orders given, laws, codes, or statutes. The choices you make daily, specifically in your official capacities, are not only at your discretion, but many times are life-altering for the individuals you select to make those decisions about. Why is Lamarque and Galveston County so invested in our policing our communities, resulting in traumatic and life-altering circumstances, which are typically completely unwarranted and unconstitutional? Does it have anything to do with the prominent subjects listed in these Epstein files? Subjects who own corporate interests and endorse local officials right here in Galveston County? Why do you feel so comfortable and confident violating people's constitutional and human rights for profit? Assaulting mothers, fathers, elderly, and young alike for nothing more than money, enslavement, and destroying the lives each of you as individuals swore an oath to protect under the United States Constitution. I have evidence on the record of Attorney Gus gaslighting and lying during a jury trial, of Judge Pettyjohn forcing me into a trial she knew I was not prepared for and knew I was under the impression I was not there for, and Sergeant Peterson either lying under oath or lying in a sworn statement, amongst other discrepancies. These individuals chose to violate constitutional rights regarding due process and a fair trial. Why do officials get to be human and make mistakes without life-altering events happening to them? while individuals minding their business get assaulted, kidnapped, and held for ransom for allegedly not signaling, walking on the wrong side of the road, no seatbelt, and many other victimless crimes prosecuted under the color of law. All of these acts done by each of you as individuals at will. You've gotten so comfortable checking everyone around you and forgot to check yourselves. Gus, the conspiracy you chose to bring up during my trial isn't directed towards me individually, but towards everyone not raping and eating children. Your time here as officials harming families like mine is up. Any official who violates constitutional protections while acting under color of law will be held personally accountable under 42 USC 1983 Civil Rights Statute.
Ms. Ruiz.
And I intend to pursue those remedies where
I think your time is up.
appropriate.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Mr. Robert Mistich. Welcome, Robert. Name and address for the record.
Robert Mistich, 24 North Curlew. I sent an email letter to each of you today concerning your city manager for a cease and desist on something I feel like was defamatory. At the last city council meeting, I spoke to some issues about missing records, and I used my neighborhood as an example in a town hall meeting. Your city manager never reached out to me for clarification, nor to the councilman that is in that district. And she has no idea what she was talking about, and it was totally false statements. I can prove everything I said, and I recorded all 2 hours of that town hall meeting. So just know that it's a cease and desist for her, and that is that. The next item is under your consent agenda, item number 6.2. This is your agreement for a search firm. You're about to spend $29,000 to help a firm to help you find another city manager. They're going to advertise on the same sites that you could advertise on and do it yourself, but this is your choice. Now, in that contract, out of however many apply, they're going to do 8 video interviews, but they're only going, after they screen them, they're only going to present to you, council, 4, just 4. You won't see all 8. You're just going to see 4. And you won't see all the others that may be viable candidates. You should see everything. You're paying $29,000. Every council person on here should see everything. We can look at the string of what's happened in the past with the most recent council, with the recent council picks on city managers, and we've had some problems. We had problems when I was on that council, and we had those problems when you were Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor, and Mr. Hocking. You, both of y'all screened it down similar to this. We didn't see all the applicants until we went through those 4, and then we had to go to the next one. But the real kicker was that one of y'all shared every candidate's application with another councilwoman, not Miss Yancey, but her previous one. Anyway, all of those applicants should be available to every one of you, because there can be something that they may screen out that you may like in a council, in a city manager. Don't spend a lot of money and then just say, oh, you tell me what I need. That doesn't get it. And that has been proven recently in the past. Take a look at our one that's just been arrested. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. Mrs. Jackie Pennington. Welcome, Ms. Jackie. Name and address for the record, please.
Slow.
Good evening. My name's Jackie. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Jackie Pennington. I'm at 924 Cypress here in Lamarque. And I actually am here for a positive statement. There's enough negativity for me. God knows I participate, but either way, I just wanted to say thank you for this past weekend. Thank you to my council person, Tanya, for relentlessly finding volunteers and people who are willing to go out and following the parks. And she works really, really hard. I just wanted to say that. On another note, I wanted to say I'm sure everyone worked hard, but you know me, I'm not going across 1765, not happening. So in a few months, I might go over and see what's going down there. But either way, it was a fabulous volunteer opportunity. I was sad more people weren't out, but it's not the first time I've been sad. It won't be the last. And we already have other plans to do better things. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Miss Jackie. Mr. John Cabarubias. Welcome, John. Name and address for the record. Did I say it right? Cabarubias?
Yes.
Man, I'm lucky.
My name is John Cobarrubias. I'm not from Lamarque, but this is the reason why people from outside the city come here and speak. I'm a political blogger from Clear Lake. I've been blogging for about 20 years, and unfortunately, I have written a few posts about your city councilman. Last month, my first grandchild was born. One of the first pics I were taken was her all swaddled up on my son's lap, and her eyes were open, and she looked like she was wondering what the hell just happened. I posted a pic to my Facebook page. That pic was going to go up on my wall at my home too, until Lowry decided to use an AI application to take her picture and put her into the arms of his filthy wife, posting it to his lousy news network Facebook
Mayor,
page.
if they can refrain from talking about my wife.
Hey, listen.
You want
Listen,
brutality?
calm
That's fine.
down. We're gonna calm down. Mr. Lowry, Mr. Lowry, calm down. Calm down. Miss Ruiz, calm down, Miss Ruiz. Miss Ruiz, calm down. Everybody can calm down. Everybody can calm down. Miss Holly, are you with me? Miss Holly, are you with me? Miss Holly, are you with me? At some point, Miss Holly, I am going to entertain a motion if we need to remove some folks from this meeting. Don't want to do that. We're not talking about council. We're talking about anybody that's being disruptive. We're going to focus on the people's business. Mr. John is making citizens' remarks. Perhaps some might believe that this is unpleasant. I understand that as a presider. What I cannot do is violate anyone's First Amendment right. The way that we resolve this is we get sick of it enough that all of us start to refrain from engaging in it. That's the only remedy. But we have business to take care of. And certainly, Mr. Lowry, I hear your pain, but we do have to make sure that we are within the bounds of the First Amendment right.
Oh, there's decorum too.
I believe I have.
I understand that, Mr. Lowry. Okay. Noted. It's noted. It's Mr. Lowry. It is noted. Miss Holly, I'm getting ready to take a vote. Mr. Lowry, this is the way it is. Sorry about that, sir, but this is the First Amendment right, and we will continue. Mr. Lowry, let's move forward. Mr. John, you have about
2:15.
Get the timer fixed.
I believe it's 2:15.
Yes, sir.
Mr. John.
So Lowry decided to use an AI application to take her picture and put her into the arms of his wife, posting it to his lousy news network Facebook page and referenced me so I could see it. He is now harassing children, newborn children that can't defend themselves. Where I come from, you don't mess with children. What kind of sick individual would do that? And also where I come from, you don't refer to somebody as trash, even if they deserve it. I would never refer to Lowry and his wife as trash because I would be sued for defamation of character by real trash. Look, I know the Lowrys are not that popular. Yeah, you have one that should be run off council and you have another that should not be running for council. But they are just not a popular couple. You know, they are so unpopular that the only fan they have is the one in their ceiling. You know, they're so unpopular, they block each other on Facebook. You know, they are so unpopular that when they go to a party, they are asked to stay in the kitchen. They're as popular as herpes at a hot tub party. I've met with some really good people here in this city. These are some really nice people. They deserve better. I hope the citizens of Lamarck will work together and take out the trash. I'm really tired of writing about this guy. But you know, you don't mess with children. It's especially a newborn. My God, what kind of sick individual does that? What kind of sick does that? And I understand that last year a law was passed that makes it a felony to take a child's picture and use AI to modify it. And that's being looked into. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Mr. Brandon Kantowski, welcome, Brandon. Name and address to the record, please. Hold on just a minute, Brandon. Let them get your time together first. All right, go ahead.
Hello, Mayor, Council, residents. Man, there was a lot said here today. A lot of good things. Yeah, people don't vote. Well, I know why. Because nothing gets done. There's a lot of people, your friends are coming up here saying you need to be outed if you don't get something done. I mean, but you know, I have an issue with code enforcement, like y'all know. Goes back to Loftus. I have an issue with police department, as y'all know. Y'all just witnessed in the email thread last week about a front yard fence. An certified urban planner named Barbara Holly states that this fence is not a front yard fence. It's clearly in the front yard. It's clearly in the front yard. The nails, the rusted nails are still poking through. Your director of development services says everything's okay with this fence. Are y'all wild? Are y'all competent people? Is there competent people running this? I already have a lawsuit with the city. There's gonna be more. Okay, I need these issues resolved. I still hear music in my house today. I film it every time I hear it in my house, and I come outside and I start filming. Still hearing music. There's a 50-foot rule. It has to do with bass and everything. I have 5 internal affairs complaints already filed against officers in dispatch. Y'all heard the officer in dispatch. She's still working here. She's still working here saying she hates these people, referring to me after she found out I was a caller making a complaint. That is wild. Very wild. I know Loftus is upset, but he's not as upset as me. So I've been giving you chances to fix this for a year. And by the time I get done with all my court stuff, if the courts won't get it done, there's gonna be a bigger judge to come and resolve the issue. If y'all can't figure out what to do in this city to make sure code enforcement, Barbara Holly, and they can read plain black and white English and see a front yard, see nails, see the International Residential Code, the International Building Code, the International Property Maintenance Code. Come on. I don't know what the problem is. I've been in construction 20 years. I know what a rusted nail, after it's rusted for 5 months, I know that that nail is not an exterior nail. It's not a hot dip galvanized nail. It's still poking through my fence for over a year. Well, I've been reporting it for over a year, but it's been 3 years since it's been up. And I've been reporting it for 3 years.
Thank you, Mr. Kantowski.
Bullshit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We want to thank each and every one of you for your comments. This is a democracy. It is messy. All healthy, effective democracies are messy. And we have the privilege, those of us here on the dais, to hear those complaints, frustration, in whatever form they may come. And so again, thank you for your comments. We will certainly do what we have been able to do thus far, give you everything that we have as a council to try to represent you. And again, thank you for that privilege and for that honor. Item 6, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, an item will be removed from the agenda and will be considered separately. Council, all items on item 6 ought to be taken together unless any one of us would like to pull any one of these items. Anyone wishing to pull item 6.1? Anyone wishing to pull 6.2? Pull 6.2? Anyone wishing to pull 6.3?
I'll pull that one because I didn't see it in the.
You want to pull 6.3?
Yeah.
6.2 and
I can
6.3?
see it.
Okay. Anyone wishing to pull item 6.4?
Yes, and 5.
4 and 5. Very good. We have a broken consent agenda, Ms. Nance. I will entertain a motion to approve item 6.1. Second. Any omissions?
But he tried to second it. He can't.
Yeah. Oh, you need that?
I make the motion.
We need are you making a motion? Oh, so we need a second.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any corrections, omissions, or additions to these minutes? Hearing none, let's call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 6.2, agreement, authorizing an agreement between the city of Lamarck and Clear Career Professionals for city manager recruitment services. It's clear, I was told Clear Career, may be here. Are they available? Very good. Let's move forward with the discussion. I know Mayor Pro Tem, before we start, you had an item you would like to correct on some of the discussion so far on the agreement.
Yes,
Okay.
and this is a follow-up on our discussion from our last meeting where we ultimately selected this group, and to former council member Mitchnett's observation, the fixed fee is 19,000. It is not the 29,000 that you mentioned. And so that's one area of clarity. And then the second item, and this may, Ms. Holly and Mayor and Council, provide me some more clarity. What we've done in the past, as I recall, when we use search committees, is that with regard to, initially we did the Zoom call with all the 8 that were selected. So we're interviewing all the 8. And then from that 8, then we're narrowing that down to a pool of 4. And I don't think that's any different under this contract, correct? That's what I understood.
Yeah.
On that side.
Mm-hmm.
As for the rest.
I'm sorry, so we got the clarity. Okay.
Yes. And then the other item that was a bit, as I was reading this contract, Gus, there was an item that just kind of stuck out to me as a red flag. I see the 2-year, the warranty basically, if so that's what we were looking for. And if things don't work out, we get one search. But there was an item in here with regard to additional fees, but for posting. Let me find it here. Oh, the organization. No, I misread this. It says the organization is us, correct?
Where are you?
This is page 3 under service guarantee updated.
Okay.
2, paragraph B. And the organization, let me go to the opening. We're the organization, correct?
Yes.
All right, so the organization will remain responsible if there's an additional search for any direct advertising costs and finalist travel expenses associated with such repeat recruitment. To be clear, once we get to the 4, we're going to have them come in and we will be responsible for travel and hotel if necessary for that 4.
Yeah.
Correct? But I wasn't too clear about this part about direct advertising costs. They assumed the direct advertising cost under the agreement.
This is for the second one.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yes.
but it's saying here that we're responsible for the direct.
For the second one. If you don't, so not the first one, this is if the person doesn't work out.
Yes.
You are responsible for the direct costs.
I would like to at least, and I never into contracts without knowing some limits, right? To what or perhaps we should add the language direct advertising costs that are approved by the organization. They should at least give us an idea. God forbid we get a bill.
Direct approved prior to.
Yeah, prior approved direct advertising costs.
Yeah, approved. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Are you suggesting we add that?
Yes, sir.
Without objection, council, would that be something?
No objection.
Okay. Was that? Okay.
That's.
Anyone else on item 6.2?
I just wanted to clarify, once we do the interview, I mean, to Mr. point, we want to make sure we don't fall into the same issues we had the last time, so we have a plan for that.
I think the issue from last time was an issue about vetting, whether or not the background checks that were completed to our satisfaction.
Right.
And so I think that that's something that we need to emphasize with this company. If we act tonight, we need to emphasize that is one of the pivotal, pivotal performances that we expect for them to execute. Go ahead, Jim.
To Councilmember Griffin's question there's specific language in here that indicates under.
Where are you, Joe?
Well, I'm on 2 scope of services. Look to the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th one from the bottom on that first section, the little bullet points.
Comprehensive background check.
Comprehensive background check. It lists there education, military, and references there.
I think the point I was making is we're not doing the vetting. This
Oh, no,
company
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay, that's the point
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
making.
Yeah.
And I would just like to add to that, I've seen it done both ways. And I think when you do have a staffing company recruiting, when they do it, it seems to be a lot more thorough. And it's more of a third party kind of thing. And I feel more comfortable doing it with the staffing agency.
Yeah.
But I've seen it done both ways. I know what he was, Robert Mitchell, Councilman Robert Mitchell was saying about, trying to go back, we've done it where we saw all of it. And still there were some tweaks. And anytime you hire some people, there's going to be tweaks sometimes, but I think I feel better that we're getting a third party to do it.
Yeah. I think the idea is that there has to be a combination, and I think perhaps in times past, when council was the search committee, we did not use and we did not hold accountable. That's a better way to put it. Those operations and processes that we were not responsible for, like making sure that we hold the background check organization accountable, and making sure that we delve into their process. What processes did you use in order to achieve or execute? I think this time around, I think the combination of us being very diligent and focused.
Sorry.
Y'all okay over there?
Yes.
All right.
Clarity.
Us being focused and diligent, coupled with the professional processes that this firm will bring. I think both of those coming together, I'm hopeful that we can narrow it down to some great candidates. To the other point of this, about all of our council members seeing all of those applications, I believe that that's something that will happen if we have to. We just said it in the minutes. Ms. Nance, I am saying it. My expectation is that every council member will be able to see every application or resume, right? And then we'll move forward from there. There will be, I assume, a final semifinal 8 or something to that effect, and then the council will narrow that down to 4. If there are persons that did not make the 8, and there is some debate on whether or not persons should or should not be added, then we can approach that as a council. I don't know if we can do it in open session because it's a personnel issue, but we definitely can approach that as a council in an executive session to talk about that, so that we all have a say in what we're doing. And it's important that we all have a say. And I think that'll happen. If that happens, I think we'll be in a good position. My question, or my addition to this, Gus, would be, we talked to this group and the other groups that were that responded to our request for a proposal about a 6-month evaluation or assessment of the manager to be provided to the council and shared with the community. I did not see that as a part of scope. I could have missed it. But if that's not a part of the scope, I think all of us were excited about that, about having the opportunity to do that.
Is if it's limited to just the city manager, that's fine.
Say that to me again.
So if you give me a minute, the RFQ limited, the RFQ that was put out discussed what y'all were looking for. And so my concern was just conforming that what was in the RFQ to what y'all are actually looking for.
Okay.
What the council was then saying. And I think, looking back at my notes, the RFQ list limited the evaluation to 6 months and covered the city manager. So a 6-month evaluation.
Yeah, so we're good.
If that's what y'all want.
Yeah, we definitely want feedback from that group on our city manager choice 6 months from the time that they start.
Okay, so the 2 additions would be the 6 months and then pre-approved direct advertising costs in the event of the warranty being triggered.
Makes sense to me. Anything else? Did we miss anything? All right. Ms. Nance, are we at a motion yet?
Yes, sir.
We have a motion and a second?
No,
We need a motion. If there's nothing else, I will entertain a motion, council.
Mayor, I would like to move that we go ahead and accept the agreement per the amendments that we discussed with those two amendments. And just the background information for the record that we've included as well too for any additional guidance on that side.
I think that's a good call. Background information for guidance. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 6.3. Interlocal agreement establishing an interlocal agreement for coordination and cooperation during large-scale emergency response and recovery operations for a period of 5 years. This is brought to us by administration and emergency management. Mayor Pro Tem, you wanted to pull this?
Well, and my question was, is this an actual agreement we're looking at, or for you guys to go?
We're going to create it, sir, and
Gonna
bring it back
create
to you. Yes, sir.
And with whom are we talking about? The county? Is this along the
No,
lines?
it's with Galveston, and with the improvement district, drainage district.
Oh, that one with the drain.
Yeah, with Landry.
Yeah, that's been talked about.
Yes,
We've
sir.
Talked about that for a while. All right, yeah, for 2 years. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And now remember,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I caught the 2 years.
Yeah, we have, it's 2 years. Now, let me also interject that if we're going to pursue this, I would include DD1, which is also part of District B. That's the area over there, the Drainage District 1 out of Santa Fe is the area over there with the meadows and that area on that side of 1764.
I just think since it's different organizations, we'll need 2 different agreements. So we'll bring back 2.
Definitely.
Were you done, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Anyone else on item 6.3? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve the authorizing city management administration to negotiate the interlocal agreements and bring those back to council.
Is there a second?
Second.
Let's be clear, this is an interlocal agreement for DD2. Mayor Pro Tem has requested that the city manager bring back the same interlocal agreement to reflect District DD1.
DD1, correct.
Very good. Is there a motion and a second has been, any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, council. Item 6.4, approval of change order number 2 for waterline rehabilitation project E019-1013. Approving change order number 2 for the waterline rehabilitation project within area 6 and 7 for additional waterline improvements on Cedar Drive, Ross Street, Robbie Street to address aging infrastructure and improve system reliability. This is Public Works. Ms. Griffin, you asked for this to be pulled.
Mr. Shannon, these 4 streets were or weren't a part of this original?
They are a part of that's loud, I'm sorry, but
Okay.
they are a part of Area 6. It
Mhm.
wasn't a part of Phase 1 when we got, because when they bid out, they've bid out through certain streets in those areas.
Okay.
And then when we got to the end of those streets, we had money left over.
Okay,
So
these are the ones that you've identified?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That was it. I knew we talked about it.
Councilmember Griffin, if you don't mind.
Okay,
sure. I let you pull it, but I did have questions.
Okay.
What's always interesting to me, actually, Shannon.
Yes, sir.
On these, is that we have a contract that originally starts off at $2.9 million.
Mhm.
And now, with this particular change order, the cumulative value of this contract now is $4.5 million.
No, sir, that's the grant amount that was given to us.
The 4.5 million is the grant
It's
amount?
actually 4,165,000 was grant funding. The original contract that we got was 2,930,985, and then the new contract total is 3,433,505.
So that's the 497 plus the
yes
the 2.9.
Yes,
For the three
yes, sir.
something you mentioned. And then under this worksheet here, the cumulative previous, that's the total, you're referring to the total approved grant amount.
Yes, sir.
Of 4.5.
Yes, sir.
And so since this is under that amount, what are we doing with the difference of that grant amount? Are we investing it in
We
something else?
always, we will when we get, if we got to, once they finish these streets, if we get to the end and we can get in a time extension, we will continue doing work. We always set money aside just in case we run into problems or there's extra work that needs to be done in that area. We run into, like, we have to install valves. We've ran into issues where valves were previously removed or no longer working. So we got to go and put those in place. So we always set money aside for problems that we may, because we don't want to go above what was given to us, because then it's coming out of pocket.
Okay.
So when we plan these projects out, that we keep that in mind. And then that's why we bring these change orders to y'all if we have extra money available. And there's a process we had to go through. We did have to get back with the GLO and make sure it was approved, and then bring it back to y'all once they approved it.
And in this worksheet here with you mentioned the GLO, there's an item here that I'd never really paid attention to back when we were doing our hurricane. You were probably not around, maybe you were, Hurricane Ike work, but it talks about whether the work is, it says, are other disaster recovery contractual special condition clearances still valid? Disaster recovery contractual, what are, you need to answer now.
Yes, sir.
But I'd like to learn more. What are the disaster recovery contractual special conditions?
Okay.
I'm not too clear in that. And then there's a line item here. I don't remember if it's this one or has there changed? No. It talks about whether the here it is, how many beneficiaries, it was left blank here. This is justification for change order. And number one, if there is a change, how many beneficiaries will be affected? And that there's a line there that says total, and then it says low to moderate income. All of these, by the way, are focused on low to moderate income.
Yes, sir.
All right, we know that, but that's also left blank. Why?
I would have to get back with the GLO because they're the ones that filled that form out. My assumption is that when we went in the first time, they did the survey of those and they have that information already, would be my, but I could get that answer for you.
Okay, because 2 years and back when we embarked upon the approval of this funding, our focus was on the original footprint of
Yes, sir.
Lamarck, right? And that also had our lowest or highest,
sir.
let's call it LMI numbers.
Yes, sir.
At that side. Thank you. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Anything else on item 6? Looks like 6.4.
I do have one
Yes,
last
ma'am.
question. Shannon,
Yes, ma'am.
are there very many more streets left now that you've done this second round? Is there maybe?
There's a few that we haven't got to yet.
Okay.
But whether or not we can will be, we
Okay.
will decide once we get
I just
through this
wondered.
one.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Very good. I will, Ms. Nance, I need a motion.
So moved.
The second,
Second.
any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 6.5, approval of change order number 14, citywide sanitary sewer rehabilitation project. Approving change order number 14 for the citywide sanitary sewer rehabilitation project. Public Works. Ms. Griffin, you pulled this one as well.
Pretty much the same question. Hold on one second. Which one is this 5?
6.5.
Okay, this not coming up on mine. Maybe I was looking at the other one. You can move on.
These are the manholes.
Yes, sir.
The manholes.
No, I don't
Yeah,
have.
it's
any.
just a change order to approve more manholes.
No.
We had extra money.
It was the last one I was concerned about, not this one. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Mayor.
Go ahead, go ahead.
This one is interesting. This actually is a savings, correct?
Yes, sir.
We've got reductions in the
That's-
costs associated with. So indicating here that we have savings, and some of it's substantial. There's a line here for $100,000. Another for about almost another 100, another one for 50,000. How many other manhole covers is that going to be able to permit us to do?
Quite a few. I don't know off the top of my head the exact amount. I have it written down what we're planning for that we can bring to y'all. I also have a map, an updated map. I know I brought one to y'all that I plan on putting at the next council agenda of what we've done and then the areas we're going to be continuing to do. Because I know the first map I gave y'all, we were working a lot out in District D and then in District A, and now we've moved with other previous manholes through District C, and a big chunk of what we're having in here is in District C, from Meadow Lane area up to Magnolia, and then kind of over to Bayou, and then back that towards the feeder area. So
Okay, and I would much appreciate the manhole cover, because like one of our previous residents, Ms. Mann, and there are others, and Mary's
Yes, sir.
visited with some, they call me,
Yeah.
our folks on Duro and
Yeah.
others in that area, we're
Yeah.
getting tired of the sewer
Yes, sir.
coming into the
Yes, sir.
homes and the
And
sewer.
and we are, I will say, even what we can't get with this specific grant, we still have that 9 million that we're going to be hitting as much, hopefully the majority of the rest. And then the Duro area that is being worked on with the trees. Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Shannon.
Yes, sir.
You know what, and I don't think that we will get to the bottom of it tonight, but you know what piqued my interest, and not in a good way, was what it appeared to me to be happening in this change order number 14, is that we declared our intention to have these rehabilitations performed.
Mhm.
And somewhere in there, it appeared as though either that directive got lost, or we thought maybe we inspected it and it didn't need the repairs that we originally thought. But somehow we thought that we got away from it, only after visiting with the contractor did we realize that the work had already been performed,
Yes, sir.
which means moving forward, and that's not a tonight.
Yes, sir.
Who, and I don't mean who, let me ask it differently. Do we have a project manager?
Yes, sir, we do. And I play a role in that, and we have been doing a lot better with record keeping. And that is kind of what we ran into in the past, is the records weren't there. So we weren't really sure what was done, what wasn't done. So yes, sir.
Sure. Ms. Holly, that is an area that as we move forward and we become better organized, that's one of our areas that we have to get better at. And so, you know, I'll leave it there, but it's an opportunity, right?
Yes, sir.
I think that Ms. Holly, your staff can move and rise to a level that we can get this done for our community. And
yes, sir.
no doubt that it'll happen. That's all I have on that one. Anyone else?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
That's, he brought up Duro, we talked about Duro.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a time frame when those residents will get any type of relief?
Yes, ma'am. We've already, we're starting construction of the expansion, and the rehab has already got into a motion. We're looking at November of 2026 of this year for the expansion to be done. And I think the rehab of the existing plant, which is going to bring a lot of relief, will be done August, September. I think Brent could kind of verify that. Are we looking at September for the rehab? October? Yes.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So by the end of the year.
Yes, ma'am, is what but we are in process with that. We also have had put in other applications to kind of help minimize. We do have an extra bypass pump at the treatment plant to kind of help relieve some of that back whenever it gets surcharged during rain events. We have been able to minimize, we just haven't been able to stop it, but we are working on it. Yes, ma'am.
Betsy, if you can permit me, just to be clear, if it would be helpful in your project management that the mayor is talking about, to say, are we beginning, which end of Duro are we beginning with? Yeah, right? Are we starting?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right? Because Duro
That's
goes
correct.
both
Yes,
sides.
sir.
And all of it is
Yes, sir.
literally sewer line
Yes,
leaking
sir.
crap.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah. Very good. If there's nothing further, I will, are we at a motion, Ms. Nasty? We need a motion. I will entertain a motion.
to approve this
Yes.
change order, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Old business, item 7, items presented to the council for discussion and possible action. Item 7.1, public information policy, approving the draft public information processing policy. This has been an ongoing discussion between council and the city clerk's office and our city attorney. And so we will allow them to present this policy to us. Anything we need to know about the policy, ladies and gentlemen?
It's relatively the same as before.
Before.
The only difference is some of the letters that are going to the Attorney General's office can now be done in-house because we have templates to work off of. And so instead of it saying that they will be mandatorily sent to legal, some of them can be done in-house. So it does give the option for that. And the PD Public Records Division is now statutorily, well, by policy, placed under the city clerk's office.
Back under the city clerk's office. Okay, very
Yes.
good. Let's open this up for questions. Council, do we have any questions on item 7.1?
That's the policy.
That's the policy.
That's
Yes,
the
sir.
Policy.
Yes, sir.
Always, my favorite subject is, right?
Here it is. Whatever.
First item for both of you, Gus. Is it necessary that this is the flow chart, but looking at the policy itself, is it necessary in here that we list Olson and Olson as the law firm? I don't see the need for that.
Not necessarily.
Huh?
No, it was just a historical context.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just who it currently is.
Oh, okay.
That it's not saying that y'all will use them.
I just, Mayor, I'm just,
and
you've been
they're
around long enough. Sometimes things get institutionalized.
We
just
can
simply
we can
because
remove that if you'd like. It was just to like at
Did you
this
want-
time, this is what's happening.
Did you want to make an amendment to that,
Well,
Mayor Pro Tem?
and
I'm sorry.
I felt the need to put it in there because there's not necessarily right now because it's at the front of everybody's mind, but sometimes people forget what Olson and Olson is doing. And so I put it in there. So it was there. And now y'all are free to, but that was the reasoning behind why I put it.
But
in there.
wouldn't we want, I'm sorry,
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Ms. Griffin. Go ahead.
wouldn't we want to know the firm that's assisting us with our public information request?
Well, let me
Because
respond. This is
people
my
may ask,
this
who
is
is
my
it?
thought process.
Mhm.
We found out at our last discussion that this was an agreement, and Mayor, you asked for us to get a copy of it. So I don't know when we're going to get a copy of it, because apparently, I think Ms. Nancy said it was some letter agreement or something from several years back.
The Olson and
The
Olson
Olson
agreement.
agreement,
Yes,
yeah.
it is an
So we
old
we
agreement.
still but it's just the part of good operating practices. And Ms. Holly, you could maybe chime in here that you were challenged in this regard of making sure that we were updated in all our agreements. But that for open records, attorneys, just like we deal with our own counsel for the city, maybe every 2 years, we should revisit these, rebid them, take a look at the work that's being done and things. That's the only reason that it stuck out to me. And that was my motivation there. And are we getting the best value is also on that side. And then the other item that, and council, I'm stumped with the issue of the costs. We're not a wealthy city and our residents are not wealthy. We're wealthy in hearts, in our hearts and our souls and our giving. But when someone wants something and needs something and have a sincere desire to that, I don't want to be an obstacle to that. And once again, this is me talking. And the city of Galveston's policy, I was looking at that, theirs is, they provide if you're making copies, if you were to make 10 pages in response, you're not charging anything, are you?
No.
No. Well, at what point is there a charge?
Above $40.
You're going to the $40.
Well, that's what your policy says.
Oh, that's that's similar to what.
Yes.
But at that point, you're also providing the resident an estimate of the cost.
That we all estimates, nothing is charged without an estimate going out first. The only time like there would be a charge that did not come with an estimate prior to is if they're asking for like
it on a certain type of media. Like I want a flash drive, that's $7. I want a CD, that's $1. That's because there's a charge for the physical media, but most of the information we give out is digital and we don't charge them for the pages.
Oh. All right, well, I guess that was, I don't know, I don't know if I have a right answer right now on that. How best to proceed, but I think it would be helpful, Ms. Nance, if you could keep us informed of any obstacles that you face with regard to excessive costs.
And I also want to,
Because I don't want people attacking you as well, right?
okay, but I also want us to be mindful of the fact of, even when this is a fully staffed department, there are 2 people.
Yeah.
So for every however many 10, 15 hours that gets charged for this, the residents are paying for that because we're paid for by the taxpayer. So that is work that we're not doing for the city, is being contributed to one individual person. And that's the reason why the state has this cost outline to offset the money that the residents would be paying for a staff member that isn't working for them at that time.
Okay, thank you, that's all.
We need to adjust the, there's got to be some indigent. I've been getting a lot of complaints. I've pulled open records, many different states, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And typically, when the fee comes in, it's usually a blockage. It's usually a way to block open records. It is. I'll give you an example. I had to get some records from League City PD. It was about 1,200 pages, and I think I paid like $100 for it. I mean, and that was front and back. So we need to come up with something. But as Mr. Compion said, we're not a rich community. You know, somebody that's doesn't have a very good job or a very good paying job, and they're supposed to pay $200 or $300 for a record request. It's just not appropriate. It's their information, and our city clerk needs to be providing that information. I think that my experience for 5 years is it is.
I'm sorry, continue.
Okay. It's a way to block open records, and that's not just here, but it has happened here quite a bit, but in other cities too. If they don't want you to have the record, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to give you a cost, and it's usually going to be really, really high. Then you tell them to break it down, the cost usually gets a little bit lower. But we do need to have an indigent setup here, I believe, and just give the people the records that they ask for, not make them jump through hoops, and just give the citizens what they rightly deserve.
I have a question.
What do you, hold on just a minute, Miss, hold on just a minute. Mr. Lowry, is there a policy, an indigent policy in the other cities that? Well, look at great minds.
I've just paid it. I've just paid the fees. If I want the information, I'm going to get it.
Is there indigent policy in other cities?
Not one that I've seen, but I'm not saying that there isn't.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Ms. Lowry, I think that's something that the council will, if that's something you can bring to us, we definitely will have a debate.
Yes, sir.
A debate about it.
One last, I'm sorry.
I see Ms. Griffin, and then I'll come back to you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Mr. Lowry, the example that you gave for League City, was it 1,200 pages for $100?
Yeah, it was like $100, maybe $150.
How much does the city of Lamarck charge for that information?
It depends on the person.
That's not accurate.
See.
Hey, I'm telling you, it depends on
Let's okay. Hold on just a minute.
Answer my question without whoever's doing them.
Yeah.
No, it really does depend on the person, because you'll have person A can put in 100 requests and never get a fee.
No,
But
I'm
then-
talking about for this specific, no, I'm talking about for the example that you gave. Have you ever requested that many pages from us? Is my question.
And had to pay.
Well, of course but I'm trying to find out what is the difference between 1,200 pages in League City and 1,200 pages in Lamar.
I think the actual original request initiated here, and I went to League City to get the request fulfilled. So I tried to get it here.
And how much were they going to charge you for
I don't
it?
remember, but I did get it from League City.
Okay.
Okay. Did you want to?
Yeah, just for clarity, if they were prints, physical paper is printed at 10 cents a page. That is the answer to how much it would charge.
So like
So it'd be about
120.
120 bucks.
Okay.
But if it's digital, it's free.
Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
And when you say digital, let's just send it an email.
Yeah, if we're sending it in an email, we do not charge you for the pages. You may get charged for the time it takes to gather the information. But again, you'll know that ahead of time.
This perhaps may give us some guidance here. I did look in here, was looking that if you can provide documentation that you are on public assistance of some sort, like a SNAP, a nutrition program, or perhaps Medicaid, that there may be a request to waive or reduce the fees if they come in. I'm not necessarily suggesting that we take time right now to try to work in language.
Yeah.
But just to say to the city clerk and to Gus that were we to face that sort of situation with someone, maybe that's something you guys can bring back to us and let us consider. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's, we have a policy before us tonight. We can do what we have done in the past. We can act on this policy. If it passes via vote, then we can set a 6-month review for the policy. That would give us time, that would give you time to look up any indigent policies and things like that, to bring it back so we can deliberate. That would give the clerk's office time to track those costs and requesters that may or may not qualify for some of the policies that you're talking about, indigent. And in 6 months from now, we might be able to have a clearer picture on what any potential costs would be doing to our residents, in particular to our residents that are on fixed incomes, indigent, so on and so forth. And so we can, if council chooses tonight, act on this policy with a 6-month review to look at some of those specific items that were raised by Councilmember Lowry. Any objection to anything that I just said, anybody? Mr. Lowry?
Also, we need to have something where the records stay, because there's open records that we'll go back and try to view, like a video or something, and it's gone. You can't view it anymore. So then you have to resubmit for the same open record request, and it should always be available to everybody. And if somebody else goes to submit that open record request, if they were given a fee associated with that, well, that's unlawful, because you can't charge 2 people for the same record request once it's been submitted. So it's happened a lot of times where you can see it and then it disappears. So if we could just probably table this and come back, because I want to do some more digging on this as well. Being able to view it should always be able to view. We shouldn't have to resubmit a request to go back and look at the same video that we were able to view 2 months ago.
Can I?
Ms. Griffin, and we'll let you, did you have any response to that? Okay. Ms. Griffin, and then we're gonna move to
Mr. Locke,
acting
we
one way or the
talked
other.
about this, I think at the last council meeting, there was something else you were supposed to provide for this very agenda
Yeah.
item?
It was who gets what records from, like, different departments and stuff,
It was for cost.
and cost.
Okay,
We wanted to research cost.
okay. So
Anything
that's
else?
coming back with this other thing that you're doing? Okay.
Anything else?
Just Ms. Nance, I think we made this change like 3 or 4 years ago, where existing requests, we go ahead and keep them.
Can't.
Didn't we?
They're in the system.
They're in the
does
system,
not-
that you
yeah,
can look them up,
yeah.
and they're there.
That's not true.
It
I
is.
can go to a body cam specifically that was provided, that we had to get it from the Attorney General. I allowed a news agency to get it, because I wasn't given the record that I asked for as an elected official or as a citizen. So a news agency put it in, they got the record. Then I got it submitted to me after I got the letter from the Attorney General from them saying that they could view it. It was then sent to me And then when you go back to view it, it's not there. You can't see it. And it's not the first time it's happened. So
He's speaking
records
of this-
disappear.
Okay.
They're like time stamped or something.
Okay, okay. I saw Gus and then we'll follow up with you, Ms. Nance. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I don't know what specifically what request is being spoken about. The only thing I will say is that if the city is going to host data and is going to make it available for eternity, there is a cost to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is, but there is a cost. Normally, when I request make public information requests, that access, if the information is released, and sometimes it's not, sometimes they tell me no. The information is provided to me and I have to download it. And that's what I do. And because there are other state databases that I will then try to go back 2 years later and it's gone. And so my point is there's a cost to hosting data indefinitely.
Did you
And
want
that's,
to respond, Ms. Nance?
Yes, covered it. It's fine.
All right. We're gonna get Ms. Griffin, we're gonna get Mayor Pro Tem, and then we're gonna act, guys.
is there anybody
This is
currently
a lovely
retaining
discussion,
that
but we
data?
gotta act.
Yeah, so the data is in the open record software and it is retained in that software.
No, I meant in the instance that Mr. Lowry is claiming.
I don't even know what Mr. Lowry is referring to at this particular point in time. I'm sure he's speaking of something very specific that also he's speaking of body cam footage. So I would not be the person to have this conversation with because as we have said over and over and over again, Kira does not have body cam footage. So I don't know.
I'm not speaking anything specific. My question is once information is released to individuals,
Mhm.
is it out there forever for him to go back to? Does that happen in any other cities?
It is not forever. No,
Okay.
that is not accurate. No.
But it should be available for maybe
Yeah,
6
yeah.
months or 12 months or 18 months.
Yeah.
But when you go back 3 months later and it's gone, it's.
Yeah, we got you. Mayor Pro Tem, did you want?
I'm just, I'm ready to proceed on this so that we have the policy out. That if Mr. Lowry can continue to the information, I'm going to be following up on the cost side as well too.
Yeah.
On that side so that we can tweak this if we need to tweak it as well too. If we want to bring it back, I'll support to bring it back if you get the information and likewise.
Yeah, sure.
I have the information there, but I'm ready to proceed.
Yeah. Let me say this and then we'll entertain a motion. I think two things can be true at the same time. And I think that it is conceptually true, Mr. Lowry, that this is the people's information. And the people ought to be entitled to it. I think that's conceptually true. It is also true that when those requests are made, people have to gather that information, and those people are paid for by taxpayer dollars. And so I think that's the tension. And we have to find a good balance because at some point, to the point of administration, this couldn't be excessive, not your request, just the idea cost of information can be excessive. It is our right to have that information, but at some point we will have to pay for that right in some sort of increased expenditures. That's the tension that we have to face. We have to find a way to be able to get the people their information, to your point, but at the same time control the cost because their next fight. And I'll say this and I'll be done. And I know you want to respond, but I'll say this and I'll be done. And I think you'll probably agree with this one. You think people fight hard about information. Wait till we start trying to raise people's taxes and they really get upset about that. So there's always a tension there on both sides. And we just have to continue to work together, 5 of us, to figure out what that sweet spot is to get people's information and keep the cost of our government down. Mr. Lowry.
So as you were saying, like how people, they get voluminous requests.
Yeah.
Use a fake email, use a burner email. I mean, what's the difference? They're going to get the same information if they just create another email. So, I mean, why not just give them the information?
Yeah. I don't think that my comments were not in dispute of that. My comments were simply saying when we do that, we're gonna have to figure out how to pay for it, right? I think that's the bigger solution that we have to figure out. And so, but I appreciate everything that you said, Mayor Pro Tem, certainly Ms. Griffin, as well. I will entertain a motion either way.
Mayor, I'd like to move to approve this policy
Is there a second?
with the,
I'm sorry.
with the little tweaks that we've mentioned so far with regard. And then we'll come back.
Is there a second?
Check.
Let's stipulate that, Mr. Lowry, this is gonna come back to us in 6 months. You're gonna work on some of those indigent. Very good. Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, council. We are at item 8, new business agreement, authorizing architecture and design services by Attico Engineering for the Lamarque Police Department for an amount not to exceed $250,000. Where are the folks? The folks that are missing. There's a folk. I see one folk. I see two folk. Hey, Brent.
He's staying back.
You're
Mayor
gonna
and
hang
Council-
back today, huh? Hey, Chief, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Good to see you.
So what we have here is for the architecture and engineering services for the remodel of Annex A, Building A, over there where we would be moving some of the administrative offices from 413 Bayou over there. And we also have, where did he go? The architect. There he is. Okay, I lost the architect. He's here. It's in the amount of $217,000 and some change, not to exceed that. So what this would be for administration, CID, and some of the other divisions that we have outgrown, we're still going to keep 413 Bayou over here. I think it makes sense that we have a footprint in this community on both sides of Interstate 45, plus our jail and dispatch server are over at 413 Bayou. And so this would be an annex building, not a full service, what you would consider an emergency type building where there would have to be hardening of the building and things like this. This would be a workspace for us, and it would allow us to stretch our legs a little bit.
Very good.
Do y'all have any questions?
I have a first question that
Go ahead.
it just dawned on me when you said it doesn't need to be hardened. So that I assume then that means that you won't necessarily interface with, I don't know if I want to say the public or if I want to say a suspect. But my question is, because it doesn't need to be hardened, you won't have any folks over there visiting, would you?
We could, what our original plan is to, we're in the process of fixing up 413 Bayou right now. We got the remediation done. My idea, being that we already have the jail infrastructure there, it's very expensive when you start moving that. There are certain things that are required by TLETs as far as dispatch. So dispatch and patrol and the jail would be over here. Our records department would go back over here. And of course, you will get some people that will, of course, walk into the building, wanting to meet with the detective and things like that. But it's not so much where we have to meet the TCOL requirements and the TLETs requirements for the dispatch center and all that. This would be just basically an administration building for us. I believe some of the designs that we have attached there would be a vestibule downstairs where if we did have public that came in there and needed something, we can direct them and help them out as well. And this is not working on my iPad really well. Mostly it's going to be CID and things like that over there.
Any questions for police department as it relates to this remodeling of Building A for a temporary administrative facility?
I think this would be something that will carry the community for at least 10 or 15 years out and kind of push that further down the road until we're financially stable to do something all encompassing.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Tim, how are we dealing with the issue of flooding? For Harvey, we had a flooding problem out there, water accumulated. Um, and we had some pumps that were out there. How are we dealing with that?
Councilman, that's actually one of the items we'll be looking at. The area on 1765 or Texas Avenue, is the front yard, front lawn area is low lying. Part of it is the overflow from the roadside ditch. It's, the ditch is actually higher. The top bank on the ditch is actually higher. So we'll be looking at upgrading the drainage infrastructure in that area to accommodate. As far as the road itself, the road didn't flood. It's the roadside ditch is actually, is the back portion of the roadside ditch is actually higher than the lawn area. That's why when you drive there during the rain event, there's always ponding. Oh, I'm sorry. There's always ponding in the front during the rain event. The back part of the of building A tends to be relatively dry. So that's not the issue. The building didn't flood itself. A lot of what happened during the Harvey was because of the roof was in bad condition. It has to be improved as part of this project. So, and really this is just built out of building A to provide support service for the police department. And it can only be office administrative to qualify. If additional hardening is required, the budget will go from $150, $200 square foot to $600 square foot. It's a significant hardening.
Well, I guess my question would be then, because I was out there helping the guys try to dig a ditch at that time. I was running around and pulled up. I would suggest you're going to have expensive police and communication equipment out there.
No, we're not.
No,
It's going to be over here.
It'll be still remain over here. Okay.
That dispatch in the jail will remain over there along with patrol working out of over here.
I just whatever extent, if anything could be put up high anyway, just to deal with that contingency is just. And the other thing that I'm scrambling for every little dollar here, but this statement here, your total fee is $217,500. And then you've got this nice little paragraph here that says reimbursable expenses. And you list them, proposed to be compensated as required by the project duties. I'm not too clear that the max is the 5,000 that's here. It seems, as I read this, it seems you've got a max reimbursable, and then it says estimated only.
So reimbursables is ADA assessment fee when you have to bring in a ADA compliance or a registered accessibility specialist. There's a cost once the project is complete, is in the planning phase. We submit it or complete it. We submit it to the RAS. They review the plans to make sure it's in compliance with this the TDLR and the TDLR requirement, which is for handicap and accessibility. That's a requirement. We won't know that cost until it's submitted. But typically, and we did the same thing for when we did Mahan Park. We had to have a specialist out there to assess it. And then at the end of the project, come back and do an inspection of it to make sure it's in compliance. This is standard procedure for any projects that's over $50,000 that included accessibility.
So your long answer is saying to me that $217,500 is at best an estimate right now that conceivably could go up, but we don't know how much.
Well, the base
or will go up, but we don't know how much.
There's basic service, which include the build out of the space, and then in the item B, we have a line item for a survey, topographic survey, which we currently do not have for that property. And then there's costs associated with TDI inspection or certification, any specialty lighting that's needed as requested by outside the standard building, because right now we're still in a conceptual phase. The conceptual plan was prepared by staff.
Yes.
And then part of the architect, which is Project Long, what their responsibility is to confirm the program and the spacing, and then basically redevelop to make sure it's compliance. Now, there are items that we're not aware of, any specialty items that the police department may want to include that is outside the general scope of a typical build out. So if you have a space like this and we have to we're just building offices, that's one thing. But if the chief or his staff needs some specialty lighting outside, let's say exterior lighting, that's not included in the general scope, then we'll prepare a proposal and we'll send that to Ms. Holly for review.
And it's still set at a max 250. What
The
we're
cap.
asking, it's a max 250. So, yeah.
So you think that we're
250 is the cap.
at the cap?
Yeah.
That's
All right, all right.
Not to exceed 250.
Yeah.
And you all are at 217 right now, right?
Yes.
Mr. Lowry.
So a lot of people talk about that area flooding, and what I was told, and I remember Kurt and former, I don't know if Shannon was here during Harvey, but what caused the building to flood was there was, I think, an 8-inch, 12-inch water line that runs along the front of the building, and that got broke, and that ran during Harvey. So not that only did we have a massive rainfall, we had a 12-inch water main that was running for several days. That created the flooding. But the parking lot definitely does need some comparison.
And we have done some improvements when we redid building B and C as well. So there's been some improvement. There just hasn't been anything done around the area around building A. And so until we kind of get a full topo and kind of see how to drain the site, we'll do that. We want to make sure that's part of the scope because it is a police support facility, and they need to be able to get to where they need to during emergency.
No, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm glad that we're doing something for the police because it's long overdue. I saw the plans when we received the agenda, and I do apologize. I wish we could have done more, Chad, but we're crawling. But
We're getting there.
yeah, we're getting there.
It's all good.
Right. But as we grow, as the city grows, I hope that we're able to accommodate our policemen as we have done for the firemen. We're getting a new police station, a new fire station. I hope we can do that one day for you all, but I think this is a step in the right direction because that is a lot of unoccupied space.
And this was really for the first floor. Phase 1, there'll be multiple phases in the future as the police department may need to. So
Multiple phases on what?
on this, in the drawing that you see, that's actually more than one. That's 3 phases. The first phase.
Yeah, 'cause I wanted to. I saw a gun range at a jail.
Yeah.
That's future. That may well be.
Upstairs.
We're just focusing on the phase 1. Yes. Yeah.
Gonna sneak a whole gun range in the jail by us, huh?
Not yet, sir.
All right.
An indoor gun range is through the roof.
Do what now?
Through
What'd you
the
say, Chief?
roof.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Just getting an indoor gun range permit is through the roof.
Oh, the permit.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Ventilation.
Yeah.
Yes, that and the lead remediate, no,
But College Mainland doesn't, they won't be using theirs. That's something we could.
and we can't wait for that to get built.
So this is just the first floor, because I think that I downloaded my packet off of the website. And so if I can see it, then a lot of people can see it. And there is a gun range, a training room.
Mm-hmm.
That's not being proposed right now.
Yeah, no.
massage tape.
We're not building a fire department. We're not building a fire department.
All right, I'm done.
I
All
had
right.
to. I couldn't help it.
So in all seriousness, this is not part of what we're voting on.
No, sir.
All right.
No, sir, just phase one.
Gotcha. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's, if there's nothing further, we'll entertain a motion.
I do have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this, I know there's been a lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth. And so is this have we done a design of this before? Have we done a design of this
Of the
before?
rehab? I don't think so.
This is,
I don't think so.
Not of building A.
Okay.
A program was developed for the replacement of the police station
Mhm.
at one time, and so we're utilizing some of that program and incorporating it to this.
okay, I just wanted to make
Yes,
sure,
ma'am.
okay.
Anything else? Let's entertain a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? City Manager's Report, item 9, a submitted report to update the council and the community on the standard operations of the city. This report can be acknowledged as a whole or discussed at the pleasure of council. There are only 2 items. Does anyone want to speak to item 9.1?
Water loss?
Yep.
Yes.
Anyone wanting to speak to item 9.2?
Yes.
Very good. 9.1, Mayor Pro Tem.
And I guess we're gonna go back to Worth. We talked about it last time. You were gonna pull up provide the information which I never received or Shannon, as to the I've got the contract, I'll have to go pull it up in my stack of stuff. It's easier probably for you.
Yes, sir.
But what we're paying the Gulf Coast Water Authority. And because I'm particularly focused on that because I recently learned about the fees that the Clear Lake Water Authority is paying for their clients, which are amazingly affordable. So I'm trying to figure out what's the difference here. I know that on the contract, we had underwritten part of the bond that the Gulf Coast Water Authority and that increases our fees. But I'm still waiting for that is all. I just want to make that note. And the total sold, that category of total sold 35 million gallons, and then in February 37 million gallons. But what do you attribute the unmetered usage difference though to? That's significant there.
Just a lot of it's water loss from leaks. It's also from usage of our back truck hydrant flushing. Of course, when the fire department's out there flushing hydrants also. Not our potable water usage at our treatment plant. I mean, there's a bunch of different that we calculate into that. We also calculate when we know there's if we find a water break, we can go back and just kind of how much kind of look at it and do an estimated amount of gallons in that moment and find out when it was reported and estimated how long it's been leaking. So all that's calculated in that. I guess the best way I should put that is non-revenue water loss.
Well, it's particularly important too, just to comment, and I think it's this month, at the end of this month, aren't we going to have also for our residents and our users, the software program that you can.
There'll be a demo next meeting.
No, we're good. All right, that's pushing for that, especially this time. Thank you.
Sir.
Go ahead, I'll go.
Did you have 9.1, Ms. Yancey, or 9.2?
No, I didn't do water loss.
You're 9.
No, 9.2.
You want
I'm
9.2 as well? All right, Ms. Griffin, 9.2.
I'm gonna pass. I'll wait.
Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Yancey, did you have 9.2?
So on your public works update, I think you heard Michelle Loftus talk about the tree limbs and all of that that needs to be picked up by 2 p.m. tomorrow. I know that's been something. Tell me the difference. When is it a code issue and when is it a public works issue?
If it's dumped on the side of the road, we do, if it gets reported to us, we do send it to code enforcement to investigate. Once they investigate it, if it is illegal dumping, they got to continue with their investigation until, and if not, they'll let us know. They'll usually give us a call to ask us to go pick up what is out there and we will jump on it. I know Jose is in constant communication with our street foreman, Brad. And so we have two guys that will go run around and pick up mattresses, stuff they find on the side of the road. I will look into this specific issue. If it's some twigs on the side of the road, that's
It's
not
a lot.
illegal dumping, then
It's been a lot. So that's why I was trying to understand the protocol and the process,
yes, ma'am.
how that's supposed to work.
If you jump into the process when we have a code enforcement case, you've effectively cleared that owner from the violation.
Okay.
So that's where it should be the owner's responsibility to clean up the debris. And if you jump in and grab it, then there is no violation.
So what if it's in an easement, or what if it's in a place where there's no owner?
Then
Then
it would be, we would ask them to pick it up
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so,
because there's no one to hold responsible.
right, okay, all right. So that's the difference why it may stay from 2 days to a year. Okay. I mean, I just wanted to know because it's kind of because it sounds, because it can make it look like that people are not doing their job, but if it's a private property issue, then you have to handle that differently. And
Yes, ma'am.
that's what, and I think that's important that we put that on a record so people understand the
Yes, ma'am.
difference, right? So, okay, that's all I have.
And so let me piggyback on that, just Ms. Yancey's commentary piqued my interest a little bit. Did that really happen? Did that happen?
That's what's happening now, I think, in this.
That
situation.
somebody, 2 days, and then it ended up being there for a whole year? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
I
It's
wanted
been there a
to know
long
if that was
time.
a real event.
And I don't
It
know-
is a
It's
real
a real
event.
event? Okay. So even in that case, Shannon, you and I tend to find ourselves in some difficult situations.
Ask me whatever you want.
No,
I'm
I'm
just-
not, I wouldn't go that way with you.
Yes, sir.
I'm just
I'm here.
realizing that you're a young man and
Yes, sir.
sometimes you get put in a
Hey,
difficult situation.
that's my job. I'm here to take it. So
I guess my question would be, even in that case, and that is a case,
yes, sir.
someone would be able to provide that documentation, the back and forth, right?
Mhm.
Ms. Holly
Yeah.
shared with us that this is a process.
Yes, sir.
And so someone would be able to provide the documentation from last year at this time
hmm
to today.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Holly, do you feel comfortable that you would be able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Why is, thank you, Ms. Loftus, why is picking up trash and debris such an arduous task for us as an organization, Ms. Holly?
It's generally not. If we want to just send Public Works out to go pick this up or ask Waste Management if it's on their route to do that, we can do that. The issue is if it is a private property owner who has a violation and we step in and pick it up, we have removed that violation. So the taxpayers have now paid to remove a violation that should have been a private property owner managing it.
So what violation would it have been? Would it be
It would be dumping.
illegal dumping? And so when you say a violation, that would be a violation of an ordinance?
Yes, sir.
And so then an ordinance is enforced by a police department?
Or code enforcement.
So theoretically, we could just send the police department down, have them write a report, pick this up, and then would that case still be viable? And I don't know the
I don't
answer to
believe
this.
so, sir.
Okay.
Once the violation's removed, then it's removed.
Gus, do you have anything? I see you, Mr. Lowry. Do you have anything you want to add? The question that I'm asking you a question for clarity. And so the scenario is, because this is out of, you're the attorney. If there is illegal dumping or some sort of dumping that is done that could potentially be a code violation, could Ms. Holly, could Chief Franklin send the police department to to document, make a report, and then would that preserve the viability of a potential code enforcement case?
So I think those are two different cases.
Okay.
Illegal dumping is if I were to go on to Shannon's property and dump a bunch of stuff. That would be illegal dumping as to me,
Okay.
but not to him. I think what Miss Holly and Shannon may be speaking about is a little different. Just as I can't go dump a mattress and create unsanitary conditions on Shannon's property, that would be illegal dumping. Shannon can't, the city has ordinances about keeping your property nice and not letting it become run down. And so those are prosecuted in municipal court a little differently. And you've got to show there are due process concerns. You've got to give them notice. Hey, pick this up. Hey, we're serious. Pick this up. And the due process concern comes not only from the municipal court, because from the municipal court, all we can really do, generally you're capped at a fine of $500. What the city is normally trying to do is, and the due process concern is, the city eventually will go on there and remedy the situation. And then we'll file a lien against that person's property for that amount of money. And there are due process concerns associated with that. You just can't go like that.
Yeah.
And that's something that Mr. Pennington does with his building standards board, and Miss Yancey, you sit on that board with them. So that's really, without knowing the specific case, that's generally the issue that I would imagine the city management's trying to address.
So Ms. Holly, I'm going to ask that this be brought back to us next meeting with some comparables. I would like to see some of the best systems that we have in the state for executing this, because this is a theme that transcends this entire council. This is one of the few things I've heard from all of us about this issue, and from folks that are citizens. No matter where we fall on other issues, this is one issue I think that we are all united, and it is about the efficiency of the process, right? And again, you're a subject matter expert, so we trust you. I'm just asking you to bring back other, perhaps even more efficient processes from other cities, if you can, for us to be able to possibly act on. Last thing I want to ask you, and then I'm gonna bring Mr. Lowry back in, is the reports that I've seen online about some of the conditions of our parks is an opportunity for us. I know that Ms. Griffin comes to us from the Parks Board, and she is definitely trying to lead us into a state that, all of our parks are beautiful, accessible, operational, and safe, right? And I know you want that too. We all want it. But we need a plan. We need to figure out,
Yes, sir.
because it can't get to the levels of perhaps lack of maintenance that some of our parks have gotten to. Again,
Yes.
it's an opportunity. We get better every day, and I know that we will, Ms. Holly, get better at that.
Is it okay if I make a brief comment?
Absolutely,
I know
absolutely.
some
And
of
then I'm
those-
going to ask, let
Yes,
Mr. Lowry come in. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. I know some of those concerns were brought to my attention today. I'm not saying that they weren't ever brought before, but they were brought into an email that I was able to read, and we did order. I know there was concern about MLK Park having no mulch. We did order another load. We're going to go look at all the other parks. I do appreciate all that, because I do have to rely, and I can't be everywhere at once. And if a ball is being dropped somewhere, I do appreciate being known on that. We also have planned to clean the playground equipment. We can't get a pressure washer out there. because there is no water connections in the area, but we do have our jet machine scheduled to go out and start cleaning some of these playground equipment as available. We also use the jet machine to clean out a lot of other things. We won't be putting sewer on. I mean, it's going to be disinfected and ready, but we are going to be pressure washing with our jet machine on those hard to get to playgrounds. So
Yes,
we,
sir.
I got with my crew today when those concerns were brought, and we got a plan in motion.
Very good. Ms. Holly, would you let the council know and put it in your weekly report?
Yes, sir.
One of your Friday reports, please.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lowry.
I think we need to have a renegotiate something with waste management for what we're paying them. I mean, they should be cleaning our streets, and they get code enforcement and Shannon, they get attacked relentlessly for branches and stuff. Now, to speak of lazy, everybody and myself included, I saw these red tags and I thought, man, why would the city red tag that when it would take you 5 minutes to put it in a dumpster or put it on your truck? Well, it's actually waste management that's leaving these. Not to get anybody in trouble, but there was one on a major thoroughfare that they left and they left and they left. Well, the homeowner finally just burned it in their front yard on a major thoroughfare. Waste management, you want to talk about lazy? That's who's lazy. Something needs to be done about waste management, picking up these little tiny brush piles. That's the problem. And then they get heat for it. They get heat for it when waste management just could take less than 5 minutes that my kid could put in a brush pile. I mean, that's the issue. I've seen it. And I literally watched somebody burn all the stuff in their front yard on a major thoroughfare. They could have just taken the brush and been done with it. But that's my 2 cents.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Anyone else on Public Works? Again, thank you, Shannon.
Yes, sir.
We're now at item 10, executive session. We don't have anything for executive session. So that negates the need for item 11. And so now we're at item 12, request and announcements. Ms. Griffin. You don't want to request anything, nor do you have any announcements. All right, Ms. Griffin. Mr. Lowry.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody here went to BTR, but that was a fantastic event out at Mac McGaffey Park. It was a huge success. The place was packed. I mean, packed. It was a good time. Everybody had a blast out there. So congratulations to them. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of revenue that brought in for the city and sales tax. I'm excited to see that because there was a ton of people out there. I'd like to see the audit findings. We have those. I requested via email if I could get that. And then also I was working, I was stuck in a machine, so I couldn't get here for the text dot stuff. I want some clarification on Main Street. Is that lane still closed? Is that because of text dot or is that because of my understanding it was water line rehabilitation from the city and it's never been reopened since. So, but we're choking down traffic to one lane, so I'm curious about that. Do you have an answer for that or?
They
can't answer.
Who can?
Nope. Yeah,
Oh.
they can't deliberate.
Because of request, because
If I
it's a
can find that
request.
out, because I've been told it was the city, I've been told it was text dot and then we got citizens that road backs up to Galveston, it seems like. Thank you. I emailed, I think it was Worth and Shannon about some streetlights that were out and they're already back up and running, I guess, whoever fixes those for the city. So thank you for that. Some elderly, happy homeowners down the road. So thank you for that. We need to get working on the forensic audit stuff. We've got to get that. Stop kicking the can down the road. I know Mr. Ferguson's been sick, but for 5 years, the citizens have been pretty clear about getting that done. And I think it's time that we, what does Mr. Bell say? Bring that horse into the barn.
Bring the horse into the barn. Yes, sir.
If we could expedite that, I think that's fair things for the community. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I like to ditto what Councilman Lowry said at the BTR. It was absolutely amazing. It was packed. It took us like 30 minutes just to get to the area. I talked to a lot of the people that were there. There were people here all the way from Austin that had come in. It's probably one of the best that I've seen since about 2019 prior to COVID. So it looks like that was a win for the city. So I was looking forward to do some comparables between last year and this year, because we know that contract was only for 1 year. So we want to look at to see, but it seemed like it was an amazing event. So that was to this council, congratulations, because I know there was a lot of contention with change on that. But I think if we can show the taxpayers, show them the data, then maybe we can, and also compare, just to be fair. But it was a great event. I really enjoyed it. So much so that I missed another event I was supposed to be at that night, but that's how fun it was. So anyway, the street sign on Meadow Lane, the street that I live on, it's gone. I don't know where it went. Somebody took it. It's gone, so we get that replaced. I'm still requesting when that road, which is the Lunar Moon, Meadow Lane when it will start, when that road will start, so I can let my neighbors know, because they keep asking me about when the road will start for that. And I believe that is all I have for today. But thank you to Tiny and his team. They did a lot of hard work. And to Colleen, you became a parking assistant that day, that night. But I'm really proud of my city, and it really made Lamarck shine. That's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Mayor Pro Tem?
First, I want to express my condolences to Miss Maggie Manuel, a longtime resident, her husband, former council member here, Sunny, but the loss of their son, Walter.
Oh my God.
Attended their services today, and our prayers are with her and her family.
Yeah.
And second, these are just some items. I don't know if anybody knows that there's a sign that says the city of Texas City that now sits in front of the IHOP there at the entrance. And it says proudly City of Texas City, and the City of Texas City logo or sign.
Let's go knock it down, Joe.
I'm gonna be follow Richard that happening tonight, but it just shocked me when I saw it, or I saw it this morning, and so maybe they know, they have some plans there that we don't know about. Yes, I want to say thanks to our residents of District B for no code violations, but I know the residents of District B are very articulate in terms of any concerns, and so I appreciate that. I will email both Mr. McDonald. I mentioned that to him. There's a family that wants to build their forever home. I have to send that to you, the email, to follow up on the possibility of getting some sort of road access to the home that they want to build out there off of Fleming. I hope that we're monitoring, if you need our input, our advocacy, Ms. City Manager, and those projects with the county that were approved for the bond. That road on the bridge is included at Fleming in that project, and that bridge that's out there is rapidly deteriorating. And as a result of the heavy trucks that are utilizing that as an alternate. And at some point in the future, I think that seriously, the city of Lamarck needs to consider load limits with regard to our asphalt roads. We're seeing that in DeRoe right now with the school construction. Got heavy, God knows, I would talk to Chief Merriman oftentimes about that. And I want to thank the Keep Lamarck Beautiful for their effort in the cleanup. Colleen, I want to thank you for being out there. It was like old times again, right out there and taking names and then Public Works as well. Oh, the guys at Public Works did an amazing job as well too. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't have had the effort there. So I want to appreciate that them and thank them for their for their hard efforts out there. And I also have a gift for the city and something that has come up, but also specifically for Councilmember Griffin,
Oh,
who
Lord have mercy.
complained at the last meeting about the dumping. And I want to present it to her, but I've got more coming. It's a no dumping sign. All right, warning. And I've got some more, and I'll be presenting them to the city as well too. Please put them up. I have some also coming on Chief Franklin with regard to those what is it, those three-wheelers that are out there that we've had the ATVs, about that also prohibited out there. I've ordered them and I'll contribute them to this city. Let's just hope they're put up, okay? And on that side.
You missed a set of signs.
Sorry?
You missed a set of signs.
I missed a set. Oh.
Neighborhood watch.
Oh, you need some of those too? Well, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me. Ask, you tell me. All right, thank you, that's all good.
Yes, sir. I echo the comments of your council congratulating the people of Lamarck on Bayou Fest this past weekend. Extraordinary event. The folks are raving about the crowd and the activities. We also rave about a safe event that everyone who I believe showed up out there left and went somewhere, and they were safe as it relates to activities associated with the event. And so we are proud of that. Again, we endeavor to provide the best possible experience for our community. And I hope that was done. We will obviously evaluate the event and move forward with what comes from that evaluation. I wanted to congratulate the best council, James Osteen, in this city. And it's not this one. It is the Lamarck Student Council, who is an award-winning council. And they just recently competed in whatever those competitions are that student councils compete in when you're that young. And I believe they did really well. I read an article somewhere about it. And I wanted to uplift those young people who are our future leaders and love on them. Great job. We look forward to greater things even to come from that group. I wanted to congratulate the District A and District D representatives of our council on their cleanups this past weekend. It was a lot going on this weekend. And those two ladies were cleaning our city and leading teams to clean our city. And I wanted to say thank you for that. Thank you for that contribution. We're excited about a clean Lamarck. I always have been and always will be. I also wanted to congratulate the Keep Lamarck Beautiful Commission for their successful event on this past weekend. And the second half of the cleanup, those items that were cleaned from the roadways ended up, I assume, with our Keep Lamarck Beautiful Commission. And we look forward to the report from that event. Great event for our community, all three of those events. And we look forward to many, many more. Ms. Holly, I would like a report, and I'd like the council to receive a report on the history of Change Order 14 and the all of the surrounding events. It was a change order, and we need to understand exactly what happened with that change order, because in the supporting documentation, it appears as though those projects perhaps were unaccounted for. And we want to, again, we're focused now. We want to find out what happened to see if it's something that we as a council can correct through process, so that that never happens again. I wanted to say also that we had a meeting, I believe this past, was it Wednesday or Thursday, with TxDOT.
Thursday.
And I wanted to say that because I saw our sister city over in Texas City, I saw that there were a lot of concerns, whether they are true or untrue, I don't know, but concerns about leaders of community interfacing and engaging with TxDOT to express and share those concerns. I do know for a fact we in Lamarck did just that. We met with TxDOT and we shared concerns, and we are continuing those conversations. And so if any one of our frustrated 20,000 residents would like to know, our council has been working with TxDOT, but we have also been having conversations with TxDOT, and we will continue to do so to represent the best interest of our community members. Last thing I wanted to say, Ms. Holly, was I wanted to reaffirm my request on looking at other processes as it relates to illegal dumping, code enforcement issues with dumping, public works, how they respond to those sites, to see if there is a more
Waste management.
waste management, yes, sir. Waste management as well, to see if there is a faster or more efficient process that the council might adopt. There's nothing further. Again, good to be out, good to have an opportunity to represent the community, and good to have business handled. I see you, Mr. Lowry. I will recognize you, and then we will move to adjourn. Go ahead.
I requested last council meeting to get to talk about a sign for McGaffey Park, and it never made it to the agenda. If we could talk about that. And also if you could look, I guess at some point there was funds, it was already designed. There was already a plan put in place. It just never happened. So if we could look into that.
Are those the TxDOT signs, or are they signs on the property?
For on the property.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So next
Great.
week. Next agenda.
We talked about it at Thursday, they can't put the sign out until after they finish the.
It's
No, I'm
two
not talking-
different.
I wasn't talking about
Yeah,
the tech side.
yeah.
Sign.
Yeah.
My understanding is we had approval from.
Okay, okay. Let's close the meeting and then we
If-
can get,
yeah.
we can figure
If
that
we-
part
if
out.
we could just get it on the agenda.
Yeah. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?